It took about a year before I was granted the chance to cash in on Michael's invite. He was just finishing up his album, and I was curious to see if the project was living up to its expectations. So like the year before, I drove to the entrance of the Jackson estate and waited to be buzzed in. This time, I was not greeted by a housekeeper, but instead a familiar face. Hi, you have an appointment with Michael, correct? You know, you look real familiar. This time I smiled it off. Yeah, I get that a lot, I said. Well, follow me. I figure he's in his usual spot. I followed LaToya across the corridors of the home. It had recently been remodeled. From the outside, it was like a castle, but inside it had the warmth of the cottage. I followed LaToya to an open area filled brilliantly with sunlight. And there we found Michael, reading. Apparently one of his favorite pastimes. Michael, your 2 o'clock is here. Michael then sat up and casually turned to us. 2 o'clock already? Man. Now Michael always had a presence about him, but on this particular occasion, he was mesmerizing, like something out of a dream. I don't know how you stay so engrossed in these books. How could I not? This art, it's beautiful. It's inspiration. Speaking of beauty, LaToya said, I have a hair appointment, a touch-up. Are you going to be all right? Touch-up, Michael said suspiciously. Why stop there? He smiled to himself and then gave LaToya a sly grin. Just kidding. I'll be fine. She smiled back at him and got up to leave out. And as she walked out the door, Michael called out one last recommendation. Don't forget to ask for the works and tell him Mikey sent you. He then shifted his gaze in my direction. You know, I'd have to say, the one thing I love about Parrish is his use of color and ability to create beautiful figures and landscapes. It's like it can transport you to another world. And he can really evoke such a sense of nostalgia and wonder, tranquility and peace. Oh, and this one, it has to be my favorite. It seems so realistic. The way he captures light, it's so enchanting and dreamlike, like magic. I'm not boring you, am I? No, I said unconvincingly. He chuckled and then said, well, are you hungry? Let's go to the kitchen. I followed Michael towards the kitchen, which was only lit by the rays of the sun outside. He flicked on the light to reveal a buffet of food, mostly fruits, vegetables, and desserts. But it was capped off by a bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken. It's chilly in here, he said, pulling on his sweater. Don't be shy, grab a plate. You're much more quiet today. Is something wrong? Oh, no. This is just different, that's all, I said, looking at the food. You know, you live a life that most people couldn't imagine. What's it like being Michael Jackson? Well, I like to think I'm just a regular person with the same feelings, just like anyone else. But to tell you the truth, it feels somewhat strange at times, not quite real. To always have people looking at you. I sometimes feel like I'm a fish in a bowl. But that's why I don't mind spending time at home. I think the saying is true. Your home is your castle. And here I'm free to do whatever I want to do in peace. What Michael said stuck with me. A fish in a bowl. It wasn't the glamorous response I was expecting, and the thought made me somewhat claustrophobic. Michael offered to give me a tour of his fishbowl, which I joked bore more resemblance to a marina. What you've built here is truly beautiful, very serene. It seems very inspired.
This is really magic to me because it's like a painting. It's very artistic. It's magic.
Something about that word from Michael actually seemed to transform the landscape as he continued to speak.
The sound of water is magic.
I smiled, hearing with new ears. Michael, are you trying to tell me you built this place with pixie dust?
I think with any type of creation, you create what's inside of you. Subconsciously, what influences you. I'm a fantasy fanatic, and anything that takes you off into another world, escapism, that's what I like. I'm not so crazy about the reality of everything. I like a lot of fantasy, and that's what I try to create, to get away, to become moved.
Michael spoke with such passion, but I just couldn't relate. My bank account never afforded me the time to live my life in the clouds. How about I introduce you to one of my friends? Michael said. Wait here. Close your eyes. Now open them.
Louis, say hi.
Michael, is that a llama? What's he doing here?
He's really sweet. Louis is originally from the circus, and he used to give kids rides, 60 pounds or under. Originally, they're from South America, in the mountains, Peru.
Is it safe to touch him? Does he bite?
It's funny because most people think he kicks and he's gonna hurt them, but he doesn't. It's really sweet. Anyway, I'm gonna walk him a little bit.
I walked with Michael and Louis across the grounds as he shared more on his love for animals.
I have several animals here. I'm still collecting animals. I have 2 deer. Their name is Prince and Princess. They're really sweet. They're the North American white-tailed deer. And I raised them from the bottom. They're really sweet. And I got all kinds of different birds.
Peacock, pheasants, parrots.
I can relate to them a lot better than I can to you.
Michael was very gentle and affectionate with his animals. And watching him with his furry friends, I could see a real sense of peace come over him. As we walked back towards the house, I wondered if any other surprises were in store.